everyone, welcome back to Otoshi Monologues, my excuse to talk, rant, and embarrass myself in front of all of y'all. Today, I go off to hike Ansan Mountain, visit the Yonsei campus before heading over to the Trickeye Museum, and then see what the Hongdae shopping street has to offer. So, let's get started. I start my day on the subway lines, scanning my pop card, and working my way to a bus stop that would take me to Ansan Temple, which is where I would be starting my hike from. Ansan Temple is a Buddhist temple that's really close to Yonsei's campus and is at the base of Ansan Mountain. Back in my day, that temple used to be built on the current Yonsei University that all you youngins seem to want to go to so eagerly. But then one night I went to sleep, woke up, poof! Devastated. Then it got rebuilt in that new location. It says here that the temple was devastated during the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592 and wasn't moved until 1748. Yup, that's correct. I remember when that temple was first built too. Aw, those were the simpler times. Wait, what? It says that the temple was founded in 899 AD. How old are you? Shh, we don't talk about that. Don't you know it's rude to ask an old person about their age? You whippersnappers got some nerve. Okay. I guess I'll let it go then. Anyway, I thought coming here would be a cool way to see some religious buildings before I started my hike. No one else was here though, and I couldn't really tell if I was like trespassing or not. But if they did, I was planning to pull out the I'm a dumb old tourist card. I'll leave now. Gotta use anything and everything to your advantage. That's how you survive in this crazy world. But just in case I'm not supposed to be loitering here, let's start our hike up Ansan Mountain. And I found a trail map, which means I'm pretty sure I'm not trespassing, and I'll throw you to past me.
So today we start off on a hike. Let's hope I know where I'm going. I think there's just one path. So let's go, adventure in Korea!
And up these log stairs I go until I reach the top of the hill, where I discovered that there are lots of paths, not just one. I think the trail is a loop, so I just chose a direction assuming I would make it all the way around eventually, so there would be 0% chance of me getting lost. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. I passed some exercise equipment and lots of trees. This loop part of the section is very well maintained, and it's paved, and they even cut holes around the trees in the path so they don't disrupt the nature. Good stuff, Korea. Very commendable. But the loop never takes you to the summit, so in my attempts to get higher is where I started to get lost. I headed for the smoke signal station, but the paths keep getting less and less defined. I even ran into a point with no trail, but using my logic, I was like, as long as I choose paths that keep going up in elevation, eventually I should make it to where I want to go, right? And indeed, for once, I was right. I made it to the smoke signal station and got all these nice views. Wow, wow! How pretty! And I even found this other lookout rock where, since I was alone, I tried to get a nice solo picture that wasn't a selfie, but it didn't really work. But this rock did provide me with some cool mountain ice. Get it? Cool, because it's ice. Moving along. I made it down the mountain safe and sound, ready to walk over to Yonsei University. Ooh, fancy school logo. Definitely a lot fancier and bigger than ICU. Ashley! Are you in there? And after meeting back up with Ashley, I resumed my brief campus tour. It just looks so prestigious and preppy. I feel like I'm in a fancy movie about high school. Which is not too far off because this campus and this walkway are used in a lot of K-dramas. And now off to lunch at this bomb chicken place. No pun intended, the logo is literally a chicken bomb. For some jjimdak, aka Korean braised chicken. This place was great. They had a self-serve bar with endless rice and sides, and then you call your server over with one of these obnoxious squeaking chickens that make this sound. And ta-da! Here's our food. 30,000 won split between two people, so 15,000 each. Look at that cute quail egg decorated like a chicken. Oh, and look at those fries. 잘 먹겠습니다. It had a typical Korean spicy and sweet sauce base, and there was braised chicken in there, some carrots, onions, flat glass noodles, and tteokbokki. Everything was so tender. Ugh, so good. With the addition of fries covered in sauce, lordy, take me back. Plus the cold corn salad side for a nice spicy nullification, and the endless rice, easily 10 out of 10. And let's keep these good food vibes rolling with the one and only Tiger Sugar. Famous globally for starting the black sugar boba craze, or at least capitalizing on it. And they give you such nice instructions. You gotta take a creative picture with it, and then shake it up and down 15 times for best consumption. So here it is, creative picture, and finish shaking it up. Sippy sippy time! Also easily 10 out of 10. Super duper indulgent with a butt ton of sugar and dairy. And then Ashley had to go back to school to be a good student, and I was off to meet some other friends at the Trickeye Museum. Tangent time. On my way there, I was stopped by a tourist couple asking for directions. They asked me in English, and I was like, oh sorry, I'm actually a tourist too. And they were like, oh really? I thought you were Korean. And I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm not. And then I asked them what city they were from, and then they told me that they were actually just tourists from a different city in Korea. I was very confused, because if they thought I was Korean, and they were Korean, then why did they ask me in English? Something seems fishy, but can't dwell on the past. The museum is waiting for me. The Trickeye Museum is all about playing with your perspectives and innovating fun ways to interact with AR. But first, let me introduce my travel companions for the afternoon. Karla was on my study abroad Japan trip with me, and one weekend Esther came to visit her, so I met Esther back then. And since Esther is studying abroad in Korea, I reached out to her so I wouldn't be lonely. The museum is really cool, but I wouldn't recommend coming here alone. Almost everything in this museum relies on you being able to take a photo of yourself as part of the exhibit. So if you came alone, unless you kept asking people to take photos for you, I don't think it would be worth it. But if you do have someone to go with you and want a giant backlog of Instagram photos, this is the place for you. Wow, wow! Take me away, Pegasus! We're falling! No! We got perspective room. Wow, so magical. Floating chair. The force is strong in this one. T-Rex kidnapping. Crystal ball kidnapping. Aquarium gone wrong. Please don't eat me. Part 1. Please don't eat me. Part 2. Please don't eat me. Part 3. Extreme flexibility test. Sleepy time on the moon. Flexibility test in the moon. Dang, this makes me look kind of elegant. And then you have some interactive games, like this Street Fighter-esque one. And this frolicking in the field one. And this one, that isn't technically interactive, but with the right timing, fun, right? And it ended with this. Another one of those frickin' mirror things. This one was not as horrible to get out of though. Then our ticket also gave us access into this ice park, where it was freezing butt cold. I've never been to one of these ice sculpture places before, and no one else was in there so we could be as ridiculous as we wanted to, and no one could judge us. Plus, they got this ice slide. Pretty fun. Then on our way out, they had one more interactive game throwing snowballs at these monsters. We did it! We did it! And then headed off for dinner at Noreng Dondak for chicken and beer. A true Korean experience. The beer, still not for me. The chicken on the other hand. Oh heck yeah, oh heck yeah, oh heck yeah. This chicken also reminded me more of Kentucky Fried Chicken batter. Maybe my image of what Korean fried chicken should be is just wrong. I don't know, but overall, 7 out of 10 because of unfulfilled expectations and beer just not really being for me. Appreciate trying it for the memes though, and that's priceless. And lastly, we hit Hongdae, where I got this lovely dog sweatshirt and got to see the buskers at work. Hongdae is a big busking area. The part we saw was just the dancers, but I also heard singing as I was wandering to and from the different stores. So here are some clips. Major props to them for doing this in the freezing cold. I think all the groups that perform here, 1, need reservations, and 2, are all aiming to be K-idols one day. So I think if you perform here, it's like kind of a big deal. Hey, I know that one. Oh my goodness, I know this one too. Twice. I've been waiting for you. But then my day with Esther and Karla ended. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and helping me get some lit photos. Aha, no. But before I end this episode,
we stopped this program to bring you Korean creatures. Today, we start with this lifeless, regular-looking moth clinging onto the Ansan Mountain map. Even when Chris tries to blow it away, it doesn't budge. How boring. Next, we have this Korean tree squirrel. What makes it different than a non-Korean tree squirrel, I hear you asking? Not really sure about the technical jargon, but this fellow does have these cute little tufts of fur on each ear. This one appears to just be eating in the shade on this tree branch. And this one, watch it so skillfully leap and bound its way away from the camera. What agility. Finally, we have this rather large Eurasian magpie chilling in a tree on Yonsei's campus. Look at that plump belly. What a distinguished looking bird. Wait, come back, bird. Stop hopping away. Dang, these Korean creatures really don't like the camera. Take me back to Japan. This has been Korean Creatures.
and that brings me to an end of this Otoshi monologue. Hope you enjoyed the hike and the jjimdak and the Trickeye Museum. I know I did. Have a fantastic day and night, and I'll talk to y'all next time with some street food and a trip to the Olympic Park. 안녕히 계세요. Tell if I was like trespassing? No.